This is the Khoodeela television channel being broadcast on the internet. This is serial number 1996. And this one is Baby Kittens, the Princess Kittensones, 2024. Hours, but actually is 20:08 hours GMT on Saturday, 21st of September 2024. And today's newspaper, that is Saturday's newspapers, Fleet Street newspapers, contain two main issues. One is a piece by Andrew Need, and the other is Andrew Pierce. And the Andrew Pierce one is the one that actually goes into details about the pictures taken of an alleged meeting between Sue Gray and a close deputy to Simon Case, who is the cabinet secretary, held at the so-called Downing Street Garden. And Sue Gray is described as having left the meeting with a stony face. Sue Gray is also the one who did the main talking. Andrew Pierce concludes his Daily Mail piece by saying that both of them cannot stay. Either Sue Gray leaves or Bark's boss, the cabinet secretary, Case, leaves. And there is a comment in the I newspaper by Adam Bolton, who used to be the main editor of the Sky News, and who actually, during the run up to the USA election, at which Barack Obama was the candidate for the president for the first time, it was remarkable that Adam Bolton was given access to travel around the place, witnessing Barack Obama. So he has got some field experience. And he says, or the heading to Adam Bolton's piece in the I newspaper today, Saturday, 21st of September 2024, says, the Starmer is not very good at politics. Well, I could have told them 13 years ago. Starmer was in post as the Director of Public Prosecutions in the Crown Prosecution Service, CPS. And I had sent communications to the Director of Public Prosecutions with detailed, specific evidence of criminals doing damage area. There were several communications, world exclusive evidence contained in those communications, and there was no acknowledgement. There was no acknowledgement from Starman, the director of public prosecutions, no other response, and there was no actual action against the criminals. The criminals went on to do the crimes and did the damage. Now, those criminals were actually the criminal called Stephanie Jane MacDonald, employed by the SSBA criminals, and the racist criminal scum called Bird, who never his name, who was supposedly acting as the contractor in the cleaning job. Cleaning was the cover to destroy the intellectual properties stored in Brick Lane, 164 Brick Lane basement. On the ground floor, where it was called the kitten's room or kitten's house. Led by the kitten leader boy, followed by the middle one, the majestic professor, as K. Jordan called him, and of course the baby ginger one. And colluding with Stephanic evilness, MacDonald was, of course, the mental slave, the shitbag, liar, crook, mental slave complete, Aziz Gulam Fuad Chaudhry. And other mental slaves. The destruction included the destruction of exclusive collections, original collections, original libraries. If while he was actually doing the research and doing the thinking before he wrote the essay, library, which started মহাসমুদ্রের শতবৎসরের কল্লোল কেহ যদি এমন করিয়া বাঁধিয়া রাখিতে পারিত. Then Tagore would have written in the course of his research of any human being 100 years or so ago who did the collection, the research that I have done. So it's extraordinary intensity, originality, authenticity of intellectual work So the instructions were unique. The range of the contents were unique, and the height of originality, intensity, and authenticity that I created and reached, combined together, were unique. So if the research that Rabindranath Tagore কেহ যদি এমন করিয়া বাদ দিয়া রাখিতে পারিত, then the contents of that essay would have exceeded in quality by many times the actual product that he produced, he wrote, which, as I say, starts with these words: মহাসমুদ্রের শতবৎসরের কল্লোল কেহ যদি এমন করিয়া বাদ দিয়া রাখিতে পারিত. Now, these are exceeded by me. Anything that he must have witnessed as part of the research were exceeded by me. And these criminals are the SSBA, mental slaves, and the criminal racist evilness, shaitan, called Stephanie Jane MacDonald. What they actually targeted were the kitten's house in the back of 164 Brick Lane and the kitten's collections in the basement, 164 Brick Lane, and kitten's television set that was brought by Kay Jordan from her house in Kentish Road, Kentish Town. Plus the archives of the library collection kept in the two rooms, one on the ground floor, 160 Brick Lane, and one on the top first floor, accessible by stairs. So these are items that were transported across Tower Hamlets at that phase in several trips in industrial sized vans, lorries, from Ashington House to Brick Lane, and from a location near Silvertown in Newham to Link's Yard off Spellman Street near Brick Lane. These are unprecedented. মহাসমুদ্রের শতবৎসরের কল্লু এমন করিয়া বাদ দিয়া রাখতে পারিত would have been far higher if Tagore had witnessed my work of 60 years. And the newspapers, magazines, and collected items. That is, in addition to the external storage devices, computer storage devices, say about anything between 200 to 1,000. So I have been writing, doing research and collecting and fact checking on writing fiction based entirely exclusively on poems and translating. Sheer Oi Shikor Himadrir. Now I'm sitting here essentially in the dark, and I'm not looking at the actual printed pages that contains the poem Bidruhi, that is Bolobir, Bolo Unnoto Momoshir, Shir Nehari Amari, Noto Shir Oi Shikor Himadrir. That is the rebel poet Kazi Nazrul Islam, who also wrote the rebel poems Shikol Pora Cholre Moder, Shikol Pora Chol. এই শিকল পরে করব তোদের, and that is not possible to recall because I'm not looking at the actual contents, texts. But essentially, it's a paraphrased line. শিকল পরে করব তোদের, whatever their apparatus be called. And then there is the rebel poem. Kandari Hushiyar, Durgam Giri, Kantar Moru, দুস্তর পারাবার, লঙ্ঘিতে হবে রাত্রি নিশীতে, যাত্রীরা হুঁশিয়ার, দুর্গম গিরি, কান্তার মরু, দুস্তর পারাবার. Now these two words, phrases and lines created by Kazi Nazrul Islam, uniquely expressive, uniquely meaningful, uniquely powerful. দুর্গম গিরি, কান্তার মরু, দুস্তর পারাবার, লঙ্ঘিতে হবে রাত্রি নিশীতে, যাত্রীরা হুঁশিয়ার. These are the passengers, generations after generations. These passengers are demographies of today as the demography of 80, 90 years ago. দুর্গম গিরি, কান্তার মরু, দুস্তর পারাবার, লঙ্ঘিতে হবে রাত্রি নিশীতে, যাত্রীরা হুঁশিয়ার. Now that was obviously a model that was very closely followed, absorbed and followed by Farooq Ahmad. He wrote his version. His version, of course, was different from Nazrul's original. But Farooq Ahmad wrote his version. Raat pohabar koto deri panjari. That was the question. In the darkness, humanity, the population of the country is submerged in the darkness. So how long before the darkness ends and the dawn comes and the daylight comes? Raat pohabar koto deri panjari. So all of these are world exclusively originally diagnosed, dissected, analyzed, and written and typed in manuscripts covering 60 years. And here I am sitting at 20:30 GMT in the East London area called Glasgow. And I am noting that I'm being prevented by the criminals from feeding the baby kittens, the black and white one, and the grey one, and the shooeelookone one. This is the meal time in the evening. The gourmet pouches that they love. So I say, La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. May God protect these baby kittens. May God nourish them. May God sustain them. And may God give them the lasting sustenance that they can overcome all the obstructions of the evil ones, the criminal ones. We shall looking at the disarray in which the political murder of the Labour Party, Keir Starmer, has sunk into. It is absolutely amazing. As Andrew Neil points out, how quickly he has disintegrated. He compares even Tony the Evil Blair's first election. He said that Blair's freshness lasted 4 years and led to the landslide election 2001. So evilness, Keir Starmer, has been dissipating, disintegrating.